All right, guys, this is page 23 in our digital interactive notebook. We should be writing this in our composition notebook for this class. Okay, this is page 23. And we're going to talk about complementary and supplementary angles. I'm going to just review supplementary angles, but our primary focus is going to be the complementary angles because we've already done the supplementary. So I'm still going to say complementary and supplementary angles. Okay. Complementary angles. Well, let's start with supplementary because we already know the definition of that. So let's go ahead and write the definition for supplementary angles first because that is a quick review. We did that first. So supplementary angles are two angles whose sum is 180 degrees. It forms a straight line. So two angles whose sum is 180 degrees. Okay, 180 degrees. And we talked about that being a straight angle. And Mr. Settles last week kind of gave us a visual that this is half of a circle. And we know that a whole circle, is 360 degrees. So half of it is 180 degrees. And cut it in half. All right. So two angles whose sum measures 180 degrees. And let's do a quick example here. If I have two angles, this is angle 1, this is angle 2, and we can see that they form a straight line, and one of the angles is 130 degrees. What would the measurement of the other angle be? Any ideas of how to even find it? Any ideas? And I'll pause for the very good, babe. Subtract from 180. So you're going to say 180 degrees. Excellent job. Minus 130 degrees. And what does that give you? 50 degrees. Very good. Very good. So the measurement of angle 2 is 50 degrees. Now, how do I write this in general? I say the measurement of angle 1 plus the measurement of angle 2 is equal to 180 degrees. Okay? Any questions about how this is written? Okay? Paul. Now we're going to do complementary. We're going to do complementary angles. Say again, babe. I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay, so now we're going to do complementary angles, okay? So we have complementary angles. The definition for complementary angles is two angles whose sum measures 90 degrees. Okay, so we have two angles whose sum is 90 degrees, is exactly 90 degrees. Okay. This is what that looks like. 90-degree angle is a right angle. And to indicate that an angle is a right angle, we either say that it's 90 degrees or we put a little box in the corner. This little box in the corner means that this angle is exactly 90 degrees. So you will either see a box in the corner or you will see 90 degrees. All right, so let's do a quick little example here. If I cut this angle, I'm going to draw another angle. put a box here. That means that this angle is exactly 90 degrees. And I cut that angle in half and create two angles. And I call this angle 1 and this angle 2. I write this as the measurement of angle 1 plus the measurement of angle 2 is equal to 90 degrees. This is how I write this. Okay, so I'm going to do an example here. An example. And the angle that I'm going to draw is a right angle. I'm going to indicate that it's a right angle by putting a box in the corner. Okay. I'm going to cut the angle to two angles. I'm going to name the top angle, angle 1, and I'm going to name the bottom angle, angle 2. I'm going to tell you that angle 2 is 30 degrees. What would the measurement of angle 1 be? If the measurement of angle 2 is 30 degrees, what would the measurement of uh, what would the measurement of angle 1 be? I think I said that backwards, so I'll repeat it again. If the measurement of angle 2 is 30 degrees, what would the measurement of angle 1 be? Anybody got any ideas? Very good. How did you get that? Great job. What'd you do? Very good. Since both of these angles added together is 90 degrees, to get this missing angle, you're going to subtract 30 from 90. When you subtract 30 from 90, that gives you 60 degrees. So the measurement of angle 1 is 60 degrees. Great job. Okay. I'm going to pause for the calls right here. I'm going to do example number 2 down here at the bottom. Example number 2, I'm going to draw my right angle kind of sideways because you're not always going to see a right angle drawn right side like an L. I'm going to put my box in the corner. That's an indication that this angle, even though it doesn't look like an L, it's a sideways L, still a 90-degree angle. Okay? It's just turned sideways. And I'm going to cut this angle. So now that I have two angles. This is angle 1 and this is angle 2. I'm going to tell you that the measurement of angle 1 is equal to 12 degrees. What then would the measurement of angle 2 be equal to? I want you to do this one on your own and send me the answer in the chat. Sir. Right? What do we do? Very good. You're going to say 90 minus 12. And what's 90 minus 12? Anybody? 78. So we got 78 degrees for the measurement of angle 2. Okay? Again, exactly what Mr. Settle said. If the picture confuses you, turn it. Okay? So you can kind of see that, yeah, that is a 90-degree angle. The other thing is if they do not put the box here in the corner or tell you that it is 90 degrees, you cannot assume that just because it looks like it's 90 degrees, that it is 90 degrees, okay? You cannot assume that, all right? Because it could be 89, it could be 89.9. That's not exactly 90 degrees. Any questions? Okay. Okay, real quickly, let's look at those. All right. The degrees, let's try to zoom in just a little bit. The degrees, the total degrees of all three angles in any of these triangles or in any triangle is 180 degrees. The sum of all three angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So to find the missing measurement, I'm going to use my little calculator, and you probably will not be able to see this in the video. You can see this now, but in my video, I'm not sure that you'll be able to see this calculator. Nonetheless, you're going to take and you're going to add the two angles here, 65 degrees plus, can you see the calculator now? Okay. In my video, you won't be able to see the calculator, okay? Um, so we have 65 plus the 57, and we press enter, and that gives us the sum there of 22. Okay, 65 plus 57. So we're going to take 180 and subtract 122 from it. Okay? So when we do that, we have 180 minus 122, and that's going to give us 58 degrees. So this is going to be 58 degrees here. All three, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, babe, that's okay. No, you're okay. I'm done there. What's up? Okay. Oh, no, good. That's a good question, guys. All of the measurements within any kind of triangle are going to add up to 180 degrees. So it doesn't matter what kind of triangle it is, whether it's an obtuse triangle or a right triangle or an acute triangle, any triangle, any triangle is going to add, all three angles are going to add up to 180 degrees. Okay? So you're so welcome. That was a good question. Here in this right triangle, okay, and I know it's a right triangle because it's a right angle right here. Do not forget that this box is an indication that this angle is 90 degrees, okay? It's just 90 degrees. So you're going to do the same thing that we did over here. You're going to add these two together and subtract that sum from 180 like we did here. And that's going to be the answer for this one. You're going to do the same thing here. Add these two together. Take that sum like we did here with the sum and subtract it from 180 to get this angle measurement. And you're going to do the same thing here. Add these two together. Take this sum and subtract it from 180. And that answer is going to be the measurement of this angle. Let's look at the two that's at the bottom. Okay. Now we're looking for the measurement of this outside angle. This outside angle is called an exterior angle. Okay. Again, the outside angle that's on the outside of the triangle, is called an exterior angle. To find the measurement of the exterior angle, that's going to be the sum of the two interior angles. The sum of these two interior angles. The interior angles that you add together cannot be the one that's beside it, but the one that's opposite of it. So when you add the two opposite interior angles together, that's going to be the measure of the exterior angle. So when you add the two opposite interior angles together, that's going to be the answer to the exterior angle. So let me do this one. How do I find the measurement of this angle right here? So glad you asked. Remember, this is a straight line. A straight line is 180 degrees. Okay, remember, a straight line, no matter which direction that's going in, a straight line is going to be 180 degrees. Even this straight line that's going this way is going to be 180 degrees. So to find the measurement of this angle, which helps form this straight line, you're going to say 180 minus 137. What is 180? And remember, you can let's pull up our little calculator here. You can say 180 degrees minus the 137. Type that in. And that's going to give you 43 degrees. So this angle is 43 degrees. All right? Okay. Any questions about that? Jacarlin, go ahead, baby. It again. Okay. All right. So here, since you have these two angles that form a straight line, remember that a straight line is 180 degrees. Does that make sense, sweetheart? Okay. So in order to find this angle right here, you're going to say 180, which forms the straight line, minus this 137, and you get 43. Do you understand that part, babe? Okay, good deal. So that's how we get 43 here. So now, lastly, how then, Miss Reyes, do you get this exterior angle? Well, all you have to do to get this angle is just to add the two interior angles together. Add the two opposite interior angles, not the one that's beside it, but the two that are opposite from it. So I'm going to add 102 plus 43. This gives me 5. This gives me 4. This gives me 1. So this is my answer for this angle right here. Okay? 145. So the measure of the exterior angle is always going to be the sum of the two opposite interior angles. Not the one that's beside it, but the two that are opposite of it. Okay? I think somebody was getting ready to say something. Okay? All right, y'all. Here, to find the measurement of this exterior angle, you have to add the two opposite interior angles together. So this angle plus this angle equals the exterior angle. So the two opposite interior angles, not the one beside it, but the ones on the opposite side of it. So you have to figure out what is the measurement of this angle right here. And whatever this is, you take this measurement and add it to this 100, and that's going to give you your answer. This one, I want you to try on your own. Let's stop my video.